on our way. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Magnificent Monday. I am so excited to be live streaming here again with you. As you all know, so I am Vihil Vigil, a women's empowerment coach and founder and creator of the Empowerment Empire. And all month long, we are featuring phenomenal women from around the globe talking to you about money matters. So this is our May Money Talks Mastermind. This is the third year that we have provided this program as a major fundraiser for our Young Woman Entrepreneur Education Foundation. We invite women speakers to speak to us about money, finance, wealth management, getting your mental mindset on right, for forgiving yourself for past money mistakes, and really educating yourself so that you can move forward with some greater insights and greater knowledge that are going to put you into a better financial position. So each day this month from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific time, we are going live and we are speaking with phenomenal women from around the world to talk with us and to share their expertise and their insights. So today we have a very special guest that I would like to introduce and share with you. I also want to know who is out there in Facebook land, who is currently getting ready for your morning, or you're already at the office. This recording will be transferred over to our awesome new YouTube channel, so I'll post that later. But during the course of our conversation, please let me know if you're here, if you have any questions or comments of our amazing guest speaker, because we would love for your interaction. So today, Dr. Hind Bhuiya, right? PhD. Excellent. President and CEO, professor, mentor, and author, leadership, entrepreneurship, and women empowerment, economic intelligence and sustainable finance, Harvard alumni, and former World Bank YP Forbes 100 Most Powerful Women. Hind is an amazing leader who is working hard to impact women throughout the world. She's created methods for women to become empowered and inspired by becoming influential leaders. Her mission is to empower 1 billion girls and women around the world to grow confident, resilient, tech-savvy, and financially free, so that every girl and every woman can use her dream to assertively believe in it, act on it, and lead with it. With over 20 years of finance and strategy experience, she has gone through her own pain and challenges, from navigating in male-dominated environments, paving the way for other young women. She has always strongly believed in contributing to the development and making a difference in other people's lives as well. After thorough analysis about how agile, empowered, and tech-savvy females will transform the world and the continent for good, she published 2 inspirational and motivational books, Africa Girl, Africa Woman, and Fil et Femme de l'Afrique Moderne.
Very nice.
She believes that dreams truly can happen through a solid education, deep-rooted values, and tenacious perseverance combined with the right mindset. This is why she has developed a new method to help professional women become great authorities and springboard their careers so they can move forward with wealth, attract opportunity, and make a bigger impact by harnessing their leadership skills. Her BAL method is organized around 3 phases. I will let her go ahead and speak to that. I want to also welcome the topic of money is energy. Focus on making your company grow fast by defining unshakable goals so that you can make it happen. Please let us give a warm welcome to Dr. Hind. Thank you so very much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm loving it.
Where are you joining us from today?
I am connecting from Morocco, Rabat, the capital. So it's 5 p.m. here. Well, it's morning. We're getting ready to the early evening here.
And I say thank you so much for making the time to join us. And I love the fact that when we are connecting with women around the world, it's always, we're trying to figure out, okay, what time zone are you and what time zone are you? And It always
And
works
it's
so
nice.
lovely.
But isn't that amazing that we can really be truly connected now? Like when we used to say the word is a small village, we didn't even have the Zoom stuff. Now it's truly is. It's like
Yes.
just one big thing where everybody can get connected.
I
It's
would say
incredible.
that a while before, so definitely before we had to deal with the global pandemic,
Yeah.
we in my line of work had team members throughout the state of California, and so we use Zoom all the time. It was a way for us
Okay.
to communicate with our teams and make sure that folks in Southern California were able to communicate with, the leadership in Northern California, and et cetera. And
Mhm.
when everyone else sort of got on board with life with Zoom,
Mhm.
or with other, communication platforms that allow us to have video and voice, with others freely around the world, it just was able, it allowed us to truly become a global economy, I think, with,
True.
especially with women entrepreneurs,
Mm.
especially with us who are service providers and growing our organizations to
Uh-huh.
be able to reach women who could really utilize our services, but never
Yeah.
knew we existed because we were on the other side of the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true. And so it's really nice. I think life is becoming so much easier, and it's almost like we are enjoying it. I mean, I'm loving it, working from home, connecting with everything. It's like I don't even know if I really want to go back to having meetings outside the house from 8 to 6. I don't want to do that ever anymore.
Yeah.
Again, never, no
Yeah,
more.
I have a 9-year-old daughter. And
Okay.
so in the mornings, like our routine has just been so much less of a rush and less of
Isn't
a
that
stress,
beautiful?
trying to
Yes.
get the kids together and get them
Yeah.
breakfast and get their lunches and get out the door in time to get them to
Yeah.
school. It's, now like I get up, I do a couple of hours of work, I get myself ready, and then I wake up my daughter, and then, and then we take a break and I go drop her off at school, and then I come back, and
It's nice.
it's so
It's
nice.
calmer. Life is calmer. I have 4 kids, 4 children. So I have a boy and 3 girls.
Oh, how lovely. Wow.
Yeah, it's a full house.
That's
It's
so,
like I'm always say it's like Disney Channel. So I have to switch from
yeah.
the adolescent, teenager, 15 and 13, and then the 10-year-old, and then the 5 princess baby girl. And
Aw.
it's just so much fun. So it has been fun during the pandemic, but hard because I had like different corners, different Zooms with different classrooms, different
Yeah.
professors, different homeworks. So that was a challenge.
Talk about taking on multiple roles, right?
That's exactly it. It was the celebration of taking on multiple roles.
I like the way you say that, the celebration of taking on multiple roles.
It is. It really is a celebration because you have to keep a smile. These are your children. Make them happy and enjoy every moment with them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what life is about. And once you crack that code of celebration and gratitude, you crack the money code.
Ooh,
See,
tell us more. Tell us
which
more. I
is a
think
good transition to our subject.
that is going to lead perfectly into our subject. So tell us more about what we are, what we can expect. I'm really interested in your BAL method.
Sure, I'll tell you about the band method. Yeah,
Money is
but I
energy.
wanna make maybe an introduction, probably a long introduction, because I want to talk about money, how money is energy,
Yes, tell us,
and
please. Stage is yours.
and how. Thank you, Vihil. It's really nice to be with you and talk about this. And but I think it's really nice that we started by talking about what makes us happy, because money comes when you're in a happy mood, when you're in a high vibration for it, when you know it's out there, are you attracted into your life? But that's not how we think about money, because that's not how we grow up thinking about money.
Right.
We've been, we grow up thinking that you need to work hard, it's difficult, be careful, don't spend too much. So we had all those limitations that made us really be and feel scarcity of it, or just like grew up in the scarcity of it.
Mhm.
And that's probably not nobody's fault. It's just that's the way, we've been programmed. That's the way our parents, grandparents, and the culture have raised us. And I mean, always shocks me and astonishes me is that, you have people with degrees in finance and PhDs in finance and economics, and they having hard time. I mean, they are probably with credit cards and debts, yet they are the best advisors to other large scale institutions and making millions and billions of dollars. But when you look at them themselves, they think that they're not part of that. They just feel they're different. Almost they're not worthy of enjoying and being in that ease around money for themselves.
Yeah, so
And
true. We
it
always,
is.
if we're not, I think, born into a very wealthy, sort of lavish family, I think if we are not part of that small group of people, then I think the majority of the population is raised with this sense of a lacking of, like, we will always have to struggle. There will
Exactly.
never be enough.
Mm.
And how do we shake that? Because
And
that's,
it's, yeah,
we can't get stuck in that. If we do get stuck in that, we will always be stuck in that. So how do we be those change makers in our families? It's what we've been talking about for a good portion of last week, is we have to realize that the family wealth, the generational wealth growth in our families can start with us. But
mhm,
how do we break those cycles of
yeah.
the poverty mindset?
You can be that first one to be a millionaire, to be a billionaire in your family, and break that cycle of feeling that it's too hard, it's not for me, it's not for us, it's for others. But you said something quite important, talking about people who are born into wealth, and you see, there are some people born in wealth, but then they have a huge, heritage, and, they inherit a lot of money,
Mhm.
but some of them lose that money because they don't know
Don't
how
know how
to
to
be
manage.
part of that money,
Mhm.
because their parents didn't teach them the way to feel about money and how to nurture it and how to make it flow in. So they go into spending spree, or they go into, it's almost they feel they don't deserve it because maybe they grow up being so much criticized, so that they don't deserve it. So
Yeah,
that state of mind
a good
uh,
point.
is reflected in the way they handle themselves around the money and how they
Yeah.
manage it. And
There's a book that I have shared several times, and I read it years ago, and I've actually purchased two copies of it because I packed the first one and I put it in a box somewhere and I couldn't find it. So I was like, I'm going to go buy it again. And it's by Carrie Schwab Pomeranz, and it's How to Talk to Your Family About Money. And it's so simply laid out. And I think it was one of my inspirations. And I think I did read it like 3 or 4 years ago. And that was sort of the inspiration to creating this May Money Talks Mastermind and continuing to do it every year, is to open those doors to those conversations. That if we don't understand how to manage what we do have, and learn different ways to grow what we have, and to find different pathways to continue to build our personal and our family wealth. And if, as business owners, because so everyone, so many people in our groups are women entrepreneurs, and that's who I work with, is women entrepreneurs who are like mid-sized business owners waiting to get to that, or working to get to that next level. Is what is it that we are not sharing with our families and our children, and having those around the kitchen table discussions for how to manage in a smart way that is going to be sustainable for not only ourselves but for future generations of our families.
Exactly. Exactly. And you are so right. It's what you have been hearing when you were a child around that table that will ultimately dictate how you're going to live and how you're going to have as a relationship with money later on, and with everything in your life for that matter.
Right.
So if you are nurtured and encouraged to fail and stand back up, and you're the best, and that you are brilliant no matter what happens to you, you will go on and and, create the wealth, create your dream, create whatever you want. But if you grow up being criticized, and that's what you used to be a normal way of educating your children or our children, is really to thinking that you encourage them to be better, but in reality you put them so much down that that's the only voice they have in their subconscious mind. So how do you expect them to feel that they deserve to receive money and hold on to the money, because they can make money, but it's just gonna go as fast as it's came in, and we know a lot of that. Yeah. And so it's all really what's your paradigm, what's your beliefs around money, and what's the voice that you have inside you? What is it telling you about you? Because once you really feel that it's hard, maybe you don't deserve it, maybe it's only for others. I mean, these are really like inner voices. People don't even talk about them. But I mean, for whoever is listening to us, I mean, this is really a perfect moment to look at your inside. You don't need to share this with anyone, but just really understand what's happening in your mind as it relates to money, as it relates to wealth, as it relates to, being rich or living in luxury. What's that voice telling you? Does it say, who do you think you are? Does it say, this is just, that's not, you're not Kelly Jenner, or you're not Blake, whatever, what is that voice saying? And that voice is the one holding you down. And when you're able to shift that by, really shifting the way you think, literally. And that's what I teach, actually, because I teach a lot of that is to take women and changing the way they look at themselves, the way their self-image. How is their self-image? And it takes techniques, because you can change it. Okay, we can do it. We're super motivated. This is a great conversation. Someone's going to look at us. We look pretty. We look, we look, somebody's talking sense. So well, let's just listen to them for 1 minute and let's do it. You can't do it today, but then tomorrow and after tomorrow, that very voice will come running back to you.
Right.
Because that voice was been there forever, for so many years,
It's a process, I think, that we have to remind ourselves, is that we have to learn new behaviors, learn new ways to think of ourselves, learn new ways to talk to ourselves, and utilize a platform like this to maybe start anew yourself.
It's like recreate yourself, and I always say that, like, the moment if you meet, okay, if you are like listening to us, it means there is something in the universe that just attracts you to us, like, what's the coincidence of being at that time moment for you to listen to something that will just talk to you? You'd feel, maybe she's right, maybe they're right, so that moment, make the decision. Every change, it happens by you taking decision to make that change. Everything you can do to yourself in your life, it's in your hand. And we don't realize that. And we keep on waiting for something external to come and change. Better circumstances, better economies, the pandemic stops, the war stops, I don't know what else. And it just keeps on, and these are all justifications. These are all lies that we give ourselves, really, right? Because either we don't know, or we're scared of the change often. We're scared. And that's what stops us from really going forward with any change or with any belief. And so I wanted to talk when, my today, really, I wanted to really dedicate it to money and understand that money is all energy. And these thoughts and whatever you have in your mind and these voices, they are changed inside you into emotions. So when you feel that money is difficult, then you feel like, it's heavy, it's difficult. It's like, it makes you feel like you need to work hard. You need to spend long nights doing things. You need to just like we're doing things and overdoing things, and you just get overwhelmed. And so you get frustrated when you don't see things happening. And these emotions are translated into vibrations and energies. I don't know if there are people listening to us. There's someone, because I can't see. Yeah.
We definitely have a couple of viewers.
Okay. So if they're with us, drop us a 1 if you agree with us. And if you want to learn more about the money, or if whoever is on replay, you can put 1, because I'll be mentioning 5 nice things about money to take with you today. And the first one is really that energy is what drives money into your life, or let it, or just, through have it all gone, or just not having any of it, or just being in the scarcity of it. And so, because, energy is, and vibrations, as I was talking about, they are aligned with your emotions, aligned with your feelings, because feelings and emotions, these are the frequency you find yourself in. That's what we call vibration. And the energy, if you've done some of physics, when we talk about energy, there is frequencies. The energy itself, it's all frequencies. And so if your frequencies, which are your emotions, and therefore your energy, are like, oh, it's hard, it's complicated, I'm not sure, I don't know, that's what you get. So you need to raise up your energy so that you get into a money energy. And the money energy is by feeling, first, changing your thoughts about it, feeling that you deserve the money, feeling that you are worthy of attracting the money, and it's on your way to come to you. And these are how you interact with energy. And I like, I'm an engineer, right? So I don't really do stuff about energy, but it's really scientific and engineering. So it's really physics, because physics, I like what Einstein say, is that everything is it works in frequency. Everything is energy. So if you want something, match the energy of it. That's how you attract it into your life. And that's not philosophy, it's physics. So you need to match the frequencies of things. And matching the frequency of money is that being ready to receive the money, being ready and feeling that you deserve that money. It's almost like, in the universe, each one has like piles of money in the universe sitting. And it's like, when you feel and connected to that, you kind of claim that amount of money like it's yours. Otherwise, it would just be there. So, because a lot of people say, oh, but I don't want to talk about money. That's not what I want. I really want to make an impact. Okay, that's fine. You can make an impact. But if you have enough money, you will reach more people and you will make a bigger impact.
You will have those greater resources to be able to put your message out there to make that larger impact.
Yeah. Or you have things say that, people with money are not nice. We hear a lot of that. But in reality, money amplifies the way you are. So if you're nice, you're just going to become nicer, because you'll be helping more people. Mm-hmm. But if you're mean, it's not going to change you.
Right.
Surely. Yeah. So it really, it doesn't really affect you in that sense that it will change you to be a worse person. No, but it will amplify the amazingness or the greatness or whatever you have in you. And if you really, your objective and your purpose is to have an impact, that's what money will help you do more, will help you reach more people, will help you create.
That you work with some of your current clients or some of your students about sort of wading through the things that may be preventing them from seeing that for themselves?
Well, yeah, and that's why I created the BAL method. The BAL stands for believe, act, and lead. I think I spent 20 years in finance and strategy. And when I say finance, I really structured 9 figures funds and 8 figures. And I, had an entrepreneur, 7-figure entrepreneur. So I did a lot of strategies for corporations, for businesses, investing in startups, investing in businesses. So I know what it means to be in finance and to generate money and to raise money and to raise investment and high level investments. Because I was trained this way, and that's all my whole work was around that.
Right.
But 3 years ago, I felt that, I felt like I had a calling to give this to every woman, to make them create themselves the wealth. I mean, because they can do it, because they can become financially free. Because to me, I just was outraged by all those efforts that are made for gender equality, yet women are so behind in so many things. And if they are faced with any challenge, or they are faced or any problem or health problem or family problem or a divorce or let go in a job or having too many children and they can't do anything, they are completely lost. And it's like their life have been stopped, and there is no such a thing. And they stop, they're like waiting for a better time or a better something or an external something or something to happen. And so they are in this waiting mode, and that waiting mode is impossible to get you anywhere.
It's like
because
quicksand.
Like
it's like quicksand, like that waiting, that it's like being stuck in tar. It's like if you wait for so long, you will never advance.
No,
you'll just get stuck in that spot.
Exactly. But even worse than that, I mean, there is nothing as waiting. It's like the law. It's you create or you disintegrate. You don't stagnate. I mean, it's like a plant. Plant does never stagnate. Either you have a blooming flowers that comes out, or just a dying plant. There's nothing as you stay, nothing waiting for anything. And so that's why it's like, okay, what is it that will help women quickly recreate themselves, recreate or create their dream, or change their life, or change whatever was, find that missing puzzle, so that they have a better life, a better house, a better taking care of their children. And the first thing you need is to believe in yourself, because when you are faced with a setback, doubt starts settling in, and you start doubting yourself. Not worse than that, you lose your worth, you lose your power, you are completely disempowered, and you lose your confidence. And when you lose your confidence, you let more people into your life, and so you spend your time pleasing others, and what you do, you eat in yourself up, which piles up in frustrations, and you get all those diseases that are skyrocketing around the world because of all those horrible feelings inside all these women that let them all come in and stacked inside. So everything starts with shifting your belief. And that's why my first phase is so important. It's true mindset shift, like a thorough mindset shift, coming back to all those invisible constraints that we carry when we are with cultures that have traditions, and and we all are from different cultures where traditions are there, parents are there, like, wow, many years, and they make you feel that you carry such a heavy weight on your shoulders. That makes really tired. I'm just talking about it. So putting the weight down, lightening up, starting believing in themselves again, starting believing in possibilities, in the way they can recreate themselves, in the way they can redesign the life that they want, because they have it in them. Every woman has the power. Every woman has a leader. And whoever is listening to us, each one of you has that amazing strength and amazing power inside her. And all what happened is that it's just layers after layers of frustration. And first, being a woman, you hear a lot of no's. We always do. You go to meetings, you're frustrated. You're a woman, you're not the man. So it makes it complicated. And all of that, you can dust it off and find your light in you, and find that diamond that is so perfect inside. And once you start believing, it's great, because you feel good, because we feel all motivated when we believe, right? We're like, yes, pumped up, everything is great. You're like, yes. But okay, that's good. but you need to keep it up. And that's why the second phase is taking actions, because you need to take actions. It's not about just feeling good. It's good to feel good, but take action.
You have to do something to keep that momentum, to take that energy, to take that inspiration and act on it and move forward.
Exactly. So the whole second phase is really how I help women become their own leader. They need to lead themselves. You know, it's like, okay, you want to do something, but lead yourself first. So you have to honor that person in you. And honoring that person is really, okay, you know your dream? Okay, let's reverse engineer what it takes to get to your dream. Let's define what's the plan. You know, I'm a strategist. I'm a corporate finance.
As am I. So you said reverse engineer. I'm like, yes.
Yes, that's what it is. That's it. Because you need a plan. You need the time management. You need discipline. Discipline gets you to money freedom, to time freedom, and to freedom from your own thoughts, because that's what blocks women, really.
Yeah.
And so that's the act. So it's phase two is super important. It's like discipline, it's accountability. It's like, you know, I'm a doer, because that's what I've been done in my life. It's like doing things, take a projects, make it happen. And I've seen that. And women have launched $2.5 million programs. I have women like really after 2 years of health problems coming back and getting the best job in an investment bank. I helped women. One was an architect. She felt like she was worth nothing for children. Her husband was tough, but she was able to sign contracts. And so really after first 2 months, we start celebrating, and I'm just loving that. And, you know, by empowering women, it empowers me as well. And I feel that it makes me understand more my own life and my own story and my own journey. And that's the amazing thing about this. And so that's the second phase. And then the third phase, and that's the fun one, is how to become a leader. And, you know, I'm a multi-passionate woman. So to me, sustainability, environment, impact, helping, development, that's what I am. That's my mission. And so I think that everyone, yes, you create wealth, but make an impact, make a difference in people's life. Find something so valuable that you give that makes you feel fulfilled, because you have a role to play, because you have a purpose. And to be able to know that, you just feel that you are part of a global, bigger mission. And when you understand that global and bigger mission, nothing stops you. All the challenges, all the obstacles, they become small compared to that bigger mission. You know, they become small compared to the voice that you can use to impact the world and to impact others. Yeah.
So profound. It is.
Yes.
I think we don't give ourselves the credit that we so very much should, with everything that we take on, from mothers to runners of the household to holding down our own career. You know, the act of raising children, of wanting to put ourselves out there to do great things into the world. It's like a spiral effect that keeps going.
Yes.
But as we do this, as we continue to put information out there, the more that we are open to having these kinds of discussions and saying, yes, we don't have to stay in this space that we might be in, which is not good for us, which is not helping us to grow, helping us to succeed, helping us to like move forward. We shake that off. We shake it off. We get super excited and believe in ourselves and are motivated and know that it's possible. Create that action, move forward.
Yes.
Create that plan. And eventually, as you move yourself through that action, you become that leading person in your own life.
Exactly.
It radiates to the women around you.
Mm-hmm. And you know what it has? You put it so well. And And what it has different, the way I approach empowerment is by emphasizing the importance of knowledge and discipline. Yes, there is energetics. Yes, there is the mind, but you got to get the skills. Girls, if you don't have the skills, you are not going to, well, you can make money, quick money. That's fine. You can do the nice marketing, the nice everything. But what keeps you in your position as a thought leader, as an inspiring and an empowering, because you get empowered, but you get empowered because you have a role to play. So empowering needs knowledge, needs understanding, needs expertise, needs excellence in what you do, and excellence that you've built, or you can learn it. You can just learn it. And in my program, I've been teaching. I'm a university professor, so I taught sustainable development. I taught corporate finance. So there are some modules that are just like you taking a course at the university, but it's so simplified, because to me, every woman needs to know the basics and not being scared of it. Because often we scare women. You're like, oh, it's too scary. No, it's balance sheets, it's finance. No, because when you learn it from someone who knows this stuff, it's like the only thing you need is like 1 + 1 = 2, whatever, math you do when you go grocery shop, and you don't need more of that, you see. But people get nervous, they get scared. And being nervous and scared, that feels it. That's part of it eats up your energy. You don't want that. You want to be in a high vibe energy where you feel you got it. You're on top of your life. You're on top of everything,
Yeah.
Because details are important. Yes, you can hire, obviously, but it's good to know. Because when you know, you're like, okay, I know. Because we are women, we need to know everything. Your house, you need to know everything, right? Because that's where we are. And I'm sitting here, I know that my daughter is there, the other one just came in. I need to know, okay? There is help, but I want to know. Because when I know, I feel at ease. I feel like everything is good.
Yeah. We need to
and that's what skills makes you feel, and how skills makes you feel.
We need to not be afraid of learning things that are new or strange, or what we might be foreign. It's what I'm doing right now with a lot of the women that are working through my business coaching programs, is we're talking about laying the foundation and really defining what it is that their business is accomplishing and what they foresee it to be accomplishing in the next 5 years. And by proclaiming that and creating these action plans, because as a project manager, as a strategist, is what I do. It's what I love to do, is deciding to take the work that I was doing for educational institutions and putting it into a module that is relatable to the business owner, to the smaller business, the mid-sized business owner. And I try to explain that nothing is necessarily unobtainable. You just have to create the path to get there. It's from point A to point B. Let's find your map to get there. When do you want to get there? And what resources and education do you need? And let's tease those things out, and let's figure out, do you need this piece of knowledge, or do you need to bring on someone who has that piece of knowledge so that you can add them to your team and add them to your energy bus and keep moving forward?
Yeah. Very nice.
Not to be scared of it. But
nothing.
Knowledge is such a gift, and don't prevent yourself from obtaining and receiving these gifts by being afraid of, oh no, that's too scary. It's too much for me. Well, anything is going to sound like too much if you think of it in this big, huge ball of pressure. But if you break that down and you look at the parts for what they are, then it's much more obtainable. It's much more
absolutely bites pieces, and you can attain anything. But that comes down back to planning and to discipline. With discipline, you can create the impossible.
Yeah.
just tiny, mini, and never get frustrated, because we don't jump through a big, a path. You get you walk towards it, even if the increase are small, like really the and we're talking about money, so let's talk again about money. Even if you attract small, don't give up. Be grateful for what you have. Grateful. Be so grateful and carry on, because when it comes really pouring. So you have to never stop and just keep on excelling, keep on making yourself so a master of what you do. And that's a perfect place where I would like to really explain what the law of compensation says about the money as part of the law of the universe, which is three things, where the money is correlated to three things. One is the need for what you do, your enterprise, your company, the offer, the service you provide. Is it needed? Oh, did you do the market study? Do you know that there is a gap that And if you feel like there is too much competition, that's good, because that means that there is a need for what you do. So that shouldn't stop you. In the opposite, just go, because you have your uniqueness that you go in to shine, you're going to use to shine through your offer. The second is the excellence of what you do, the value you provide. How excellent are you in that? And the third one is the difficulty there is in replacing you. So if you know your market, you know your gap, what's your thing you need to focus on? It's the excellence. You need to be so excellent in what you do that all the rest will just fall into place. So focus on the value that you provide. Focus on the excellence of the value that you provide, and money will follow. Money always follow. When you genuinely love what you do and you excel in what you do. And if you are still lacking some parts, study them. It's okay. Be mentored. Get some help so that you become so excellent. Get some training. But you don't get it because you feel that you are not good enough. You get it because you want to be excellent in the value you provide. You don't get it so that you can add more certificate, because that's not the objective of it. Mm-hmm. It is to improve your knowledge, is to become so number one in what you do. I love it. Yeah. And so excellence should be the brand, should be your brand, should be each one's brand, whoever is listening to us. I don't know if you can see who's with us today, but excellence should make excellence your brand. And don't come and feel like, okay, no, I can't, I wasn't, no, it's hard. No, you can become so brilliant at what you do when you do it from your heart, when you are aligned, when you do something that you love, and when you do something that you believe in. That's why, even in my method, I come back to this first phase of believing. You need to really know who you are. And often we don't know who we are, who we really are. We know that we please this one, we please that one, let's make everybody happy, everybody likes us, okay? But who are you really? Not everyone knows that. Yeah. Sometimes it can be the hardest thing, really, to know who you really are. Who you really are. What do you really like? You've been always liking what your daughter wanted, your husband did, your sister did, your mother. You're like, what about me? What do I really like? And you don't even know. You might need to ask them before even knowing what you really like. And it happens to all of us. And it's okay. Yeah. Once you start becoming aware of it and you change that, that's the beginning of your transformational journey.
Right before this mastermind program for May, I do it every year during the month of March, and during either March or April we do it, and asking yourself 50 questions to finding your passion in life over the course of 5 days. And so I have this workbook of 50 questions, and we do a training each day, and we go over 10 questions per day. And a lot of those questions they're hard to answer. They're not long and complex, but it's really asking you, who are you outside of all of the roles that you play? Who are you? What do you like? What do you dislike? What do you do even though you don't want to do? What are the things that you portray yourself as, but you're not really? Right? Which is a really powerful question.
It is, because we don't want to say it out loud, but hey,
what are we faking till we make it?
It's wrong. The faking till we make it doesn't work. When you go, you want to be a millionaire, you don't fake till you make. You
learn, you grow, you bring on tools, you strive for the excellence, you present yourself in such a way every day that reflects that.
And the faking part in that, we can use that, philosophy of faking into making it. It's really believing that you can become that and you are that, but it's not faking it. That's really truly believing.
It's becoming it. It is you. You don't have to fake it, because it is you. You have to embody it and embrace it and believe it and live it. Exactly. To get that. And I like what you said earlier, you have to match the frequency of what you are wanting.
Yeah, that's physics. It's pure physics. Yeah.
Dr. Hind, I want to thank you so very much for your time and for joining us this morning. I love speaking with you. I look forward to continuing to connect with you. I definitely want to connect with you more on different levels and to talk about more about your programs and learn more about what it is that you're doing. I think that the more that I have been reading about what you provide, and then now listening to you and finally getting to meet you in person after our several exchanges online, it was just so beautiful and so inspiring. And I love your level of energy that you bring to the conversation, and the fact that it doesn't, that you state, that you really attest to the fact that it's not scary. It's not complicated or convoluted. We just have to, push away all of our preconceived notions of what something is, and really see it for what it is. Simple steps. I always tell my clients, small steps lead to great big changes.
Always.
You have to be consistent. You have to stay dedicated to your dreams and goals, and you have to get the resources that are going to take you to that next level. You have to embody what it is that you want for yourself and you see for your future, and do it now. Like, do it today. Don't
wait.
Today is always a new day and a new way to start living. And it doesn't matter how things may have been in the past. You have to realize you are in charge of your today and of your future. Absolutely. And I think the more that we share that with women, the more that we can encourage that to don't be afraid of what you don't know. Simply ask for assistance with instruction, or take on an educational opportunity to learn. Reach out to women such as Dr. Hind, such as myself, such as some of the amazing women that have been on the program.
And I have a new master class in June. So it's a 5-day master class about wealth and success, and how to create wealth and make an impact. And it's just a beautiful 5-day live. I can share the link with you later. We're really walking women to get ready to get the foundation, so that they can change their lives, they can make millions, they can become influential leaders, and they can feel fulfilled. Because I think the most important is really to be happy and reach peace of mind while feeling you have playing an important role in your life.
Exactly. Let's create the security that we need to be able to continue to launch. Let's create our foundations to be able to set our family up for a greater life, for the life that we always imagined them having.
Exactly. So you can find it in balmethod.com/masterclass, and you can register.
We'll write
That's
that down.
wonderful.
balmethod.com/masterclass.
Yes, and it should be running by Wednesday, and you can start registering, and it's gonna be fun. A whole week of transformation. I'm very excited about it. First week of June.
Okay, great. I have posted all of your profile information, your website, how people can get a hold of you, and your email. And I posted the website for the balmethod.com/masterclass that will be available soon for people to register.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for adding such amazing value and conversation to our May Money Talks Mastermind. I think that all month long, we truly are providing, I think, thought-provoking and inspirational conversations to women who are willing to listen and to learn. I think for our speakers who have been attending, for our registrants who have been commenting here and there, it's really, what else can we do to let you know this information is here? You simply have to make yourself open to receiving it. That's all you need to do.
Absolutely.
We're just dispelling those myths that, talking around money, wealth, financial management, it's not scary. It's not unobtainable. It's simply having the conversation. So hopefully throughout the course of this month, we are inspiring women to have those conversations with themselves, with their families, with the people that they are making financial decisions around, to sort of just clean away what you think might be scary or unobtainable or too much knowledge for you to handle. With small digestible bites, you can most certainly handle it.
Absolutely. Well said. Thank you for having me. I've
enjoyed. Thank you so very much for being here. I will follow up with you later as well to get more information from you. For all of you out there who are watching this conversation, who are interested in more about Dr. Hind or the Empowerment Empire and all of the amazing programs that we provide directly related to the empowerment of women who are working to take care of themselves, take care of their families, build a business, build your own empires, definitely reach out with any questions, comments, and let's get you on the path that you envision for yourself. Let's get you on it. And let's no longer feel like you need to be in that waiting area. You're either growing or you're withering. And let's get you growing, because we don't want to see you disappear from the world. Let's do great things with each other, for each other. And that is the sole mantra behind the Empowerment Empire. Through collective collaboration, we all rise. And so let's do that together. I will see everyone again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time, here on the International Women in Business May Money Talks Mastermind. Dr. Hind, again, thank you so much. It was a great pleasure to speak with you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, because you are in Morocco and it is evening time over there.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.